Well, hello everyone. Um, I'm just going to tell you a little thing that happened this morning when I went out shopping. I went out, I always go to Aldi's, that's where I do most of my shopping, and I always go in my car. And I still think when I go shopping, I just wear whatever I think is okay, because normally I'm just going to step straight out of the car and straight into the shop. But I keep forgetting it's not like that these days. So I went out this morning, just cardigan, t-shirt and skirt, and there was quite a queue, long queue, not as long as normal, but there was still quite a long queue, and it was very windy. And I made the mistake of thinking I was just going from the car straight to the shop. So it was quite windy and felt quite cold, because this was just the way I was dressed, the way I am now. So I had to stand in this queue, and with the wind, and I'm showing you, this is the edge of my skirt. It's quite a flared skirt. So I spent most of the time trying to stop my skirt from turning into a scarf around my neck, and I didn't want everybody in the queue to see what colour knickers I put on this morning. I had a bit of a job there. And anyway, all of a sudden I felt like I needed to cough, and you're frightened to cough these days when you're out anyway, because people think that's one of the symptoms of the coronavirus. But I couldn't hold it any longer, so I had to cough, and as what I normally do, my hand over my mouth. I was coughing, and I know if I tried to suppress it, it would make it worse, so I just let the cough out. And this lady in front, and she turned round to me and she said, "You shouldn't be out, you shouldn't be standing in this queue." And I said to myself, "Are you talking to me?" And she says, "Yes, I'm talking to you." She says, coughing like that, she says, "We don't know what we are going to catch off you." And I says, "Hey, pet, listen." I says, "I've got nothing for you to cough." I says, "There's more people have coughs. That's got nothing to do with the virus, you know." I says, "Some of us cough. I've coughed for years." So, and anyway, I says, I put my hand over my mouth when I cough. She says, "Well, you should be wearing a mask then." And I said, "I don't need to wear a mask." I says, "If you're so frightened of catching anything off anybody else, you should be wearing a mask." And she said, "Don't you be cheeky to me." No, I said, "I'm not being cheeky to you, I'm just telling you a few truths. And anyway," I said, "it's got nothing to do with you whether I wear a mask or not, and mind your own business." So she started, and she's humming and hawing, and she says, well, it's not right." She says, "We don't know what we are going to catch off any." I says, "Nobody knows what they're going to catch off anybody. We could be catching a common cold, but we don't know." I says, "That's the way things are." I says, "That's why we're all standing out here in this bloody queue, freezing to flaming death and getting blown around the block." I says, "Because we don't know what we could catch, so I says we're playing safe." And anyway, I just let it go at that, and she stood there, and then of course I ended up, I had to cough again. she turned around again, and she says, "You shouldn't be here when you're coughing." I says, "I've already explained to you." I says that people have other things wrong with them that make them cough. That's nothing to do with the virus. So I says, "Shut up." I says, and rather I says, excuse the language, I says, "Piss off." She turned around and she says, "I'm not seen here to be insulted." So I says, "Well, go somewhere else and be insulted somewhere else and stand in another flaming queue, because I says I'm flaming sick of the flaming cheek off you." And she turned around and she hummed and hawed again, and she says, anyway, she says, "I've come out here to do a little bit shopping." She says, "I don't expect this kind of treatment." And I said, "Well, you should keep your bloody mouth shut then, shouldn't you, and mind your own bloody business." She says, "Well, I'm not seen here to be insulted." So she walked away anyway, and she walked out the queue, so I was one further up in the queue than I was before. And then this fella behind me, just behind me, he was the next person going after me. He started coughing and he started laughing and he said, you know, I've been suppressing my coughs ever since this started. He says, I'm the same as you. He says, I cough because I can't help it. This has got nothing to do with the virus, but he says, I always try to suppress it wherever I am because I'm frightened of the same reaction you had. But he says, after listening to you, and he says, your answer to that lady, he says, there's no way I'm going to hold any coffee in ever again. He says, and I can tell them I'll tell them all where to go as well. And I says, you do, son. And then the lady at the Aldi's thingy, she says, you two down there. She says, we've been waiting 5 minutes for you to walk up to the entrance. She says, you can come in now. I says, thank you very much. Rant over. You're going to do me shopping now. So if you like that little bit of information, thumbs up. Thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll tell you anything else that ever happens when I'm out shopping. So bye for now.